Today we'll be going over the Evening Star, Washington, D.C., January 25th, 1915. And this is Calls British King Mohammedan Head. Reverend Dr. Charles Wood preaches on Turkey and the war in the Sunday series. According to the words of the great prophet himself, King George V of England is in actuality the new Caliph of the Mohammedan world. This was the declaration of Reverend Dr. Charles Wood, pastor of the Church of the Covenant, in his sermon last evening on Turkey and the war. One of a series of the Sunday evening sermons being delivered by the minister on the general topic of the effects of which great conflict on the various nations involved. Now we're going to jump over to King George V was King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions and Emperor of India from 6 May 1910 until his death in 1936. But we know that the Caliph must be the bloodline of Ali. Dr. Wood, who was in Constantinople when Germany declared war on Russia and who is familiar with the policies and opinions of the Turks, prophesied the elimination of that race from the continent of Europe. Passing down the streets of Constantinople the night of the declaration of war, said Dr. Wood, we saw a crescent in the sky with one star, blood red, and that crescent and star seemed to dominate the whole sky, the heavens and the earth. And as we looked at it, we wondered whether it was waxing or waning. We described that it was a waning moon we saw, and that it was not a prophecy but a symbol of Mohammedanism, the half moon growing smaller and smaller until it shall disappear out of our sight. Doom of Turkish Empire. So it will be with the Turk in Constantinople, he continued, the most highly educated Turk believers tonight, that often in the sky he has read the doom of the Turkish Empire. One of the wisest of the Turkish statesmen said when told war had been declared between Turkey and Russia, this is the end, my country is doomed. The Turk reasons thus, did not our great Muhammad teach us that we should always know whether our Caliph had been selected in heaven or whether he was the choice of earth? That the Caliph who reigns over the largest number of Mohammedans, whatever might be his name or title, that he is the God-chosen Caliph. Tonight, King George is the Lord over more Mohammedans than all the sultans and caliphs of all the world combined. It may be before long that without changing his religion, he shall be able to call himself King of the Great Britain, Emperor of India, and Caliph of the Mohammedan world. But we know the Caliph has to be through the bloodline because it's the inheritance, as Noble Drew Ali spoke of, the estate, and that comes through bloodline. Opportunity for America, the retreat of Turkey. Let us hope it may not be before Russia or any other allied powers. Let us hope it may be what we call an act of God. But the retreat of Turkey, that hour of her necessity, will be the hour of the America's opportunity, not for spoliation, not for partition, but a far greater opportunity. Already we have our representatives in the Turkish Empire. Our lighthouses, as these schools and colleges have been called, are sending out their rays in that dark and dead coast. Our soldiers are there, not to kill and wound, but to give first aid to the wounded, and our cannon are loaded, not with shrapnel, but like most of our cannon along our coast, with liveliness. It may not be possible that with all our life-saving situations and with all our lifeboats, we shall be able to save the waterlogged ship from sinking. Out, surely we shall be able to save thousands of our brothers and sisters who stand crying out for their lives upon the storm-swept decks. Now again, Noble Drew Ali stressed the fact of bloodline, and that's how your estate and inheritance comes. So the sheiks and sharifs are the sultans and the caliphs. So the British king was trying to be British king, the Emperor of India, and the Sultan. Again, this is the Evening Star, Washington, D.C., January 25th, 1915. And again, I'll leave the link in the description and you can go over it and pull the keys that you would like. Islam, peace and love.